Welcome to The Guide at Fish North Georgia. Brought to you by these fine sponsors. Spro, working with America's best anglers to design the world's finest fishing tackle. Nichols Lures, handcrafted to perfection. Georgia Blade, makers of premium fishing lures for over 3 decades and home to the Georgia Jig. Crypto Bass, tournament grade, Georgia made. And be sure to visit fishnorthgeorgia.com. Now here's Andy Middleton.
All right, folks, this is Andy Middleton with Fish North Georgia, the guide, back with y'all for a tournament report. This was a Etowah River tournament with Real Crazy kayak fishing. It was the season finale for Real Crazy, and we had eligible waters of the upper Etowah River from Eagles Beak Park down to Knox Bridge, which is Highway 20 over the headwaters of Lake Allatoona, and then also eligible waters from Allatoona Dam down to the beginning of the Coosa River in downtown Rome. So I chose to go to the ball ground area to start my morning, and there was a chance of storms later that day, so I wanted to go somewhere where I could take shelter if there was a storm. So I decided to go in between the Allatoona Dam and the Thompson-Wyman Dam, which is a low-head dam about 3 miles down from Allatoona on the lower Etowah. There's 3 or 4 bridges that cross over the river in that section between those 2 dams, so I figured if I got caught out in a storm, I could just take shelter under one of those bridges. It turns out that it never did storm that day. It just sprinkled a few times, and I wish I had made a different decision to stay on the upper Etowah all day. But anyway, that morning I got out and I did catch a couple of good fish off of a shaky head and had some bites on a jig in the river up there. I was finding my fish on logs and stumps that were right on the edge of the bank. There's a ton of brush in the Etowah, in both the upper and lower, and just tons and tons of blowdowns. But I didn't have any luck finding fish on the outskirts of the blowdowns where the limbs start branching out, and it's just more sparse cover. These fish were just kind of tucked up near the bank, on the stumps, on the big logs near the bank. So that was just sometimes they're on the outskirts of the brush, but that particular day, this was September 12th, 2020. They were just kind of tucked in that wood near the bank. So I was throwing a 1/4 ounce shaky head. It was the Fish Head Hammer Series shaky head, and I had a Zoom trick worm on it. Just any dark color would do, whether it's June bug or black or whatever. And I was also throwing a jig. I had a couple of good hits on a jig. I just could not connect. But this was the jig. It's a green pumpkin with a blue flake. And then this is the new mid-size Zoom speed craw on it, and that is watermelon red. It's just kind of an arky style head on that jig, like a flipping jig. Like I said, I had some good hits on it, just for some reason could not connect. It was just kind of how the day went. I did get 2 good fish early that morning before I moved around lunchtime, and then I did fill my limit, but it was all small fish. So once I got down between Allatoona Dam and Wyman Dam, the water was super clear. It was that kind of Coke bottle blue, and we hadn't had any rain in a couple of weeks, not any to speak of anyway, not anything significant. So water was nice and clear, and it looked like great conditions. And I thought I was going to go in there and kind of whack them after I'd been there for 15 minutes and caught, it was a small largemouth, but I had caught one pretty quick. So it didn't happen that way, though. I went on down the river and kept throwing this spinnerbait right here. This is a Nichols Lures pulsator spinnerbait. The pattern is DB's River Brim. That's the DB's for Drew Benton. That's one of his signature colors. The trailer on it is Hog Farmer Spunk Shad and Green Pumpkin. I did catch a couple of largemouth on that to fill my limit. They were small, but I've had some success on some pretty good sized fish in that little section throwing this very spinnerbait. It's a 1/2 ounce from Nichols. So check those out. I should have stayed close to the ramp where I launched, but I decided to go downriver, and I just didn't. I did get bites. I was throwing a shaky head down there as well and got some bites on it, but once I could see the fish, I could tell what it was. It was these little tiny spots, you know, like 6 or 8 inches long, and they were just kind of eating the backs off the worms and stuff on the shaky head. So I was not getting quality bites on the plastic there. So spinnerbait got me a little bit better fish, enough to give me a limit. Ended up finishing 16th out of 30 anglers in the tournament. As I said, hindsight being 2020, I wish I'd stayed up near Canton or Ball Ground in the upper Etowah and just kept throwing that shaky head, and I probably would have caught a dozen fish by the end of the day. But it didn't go that way. Just a bad decision on my part. Not watching the weather as good as I should have, or not, you know, I expected there to be a lot more storms than there were that day, but, you know, that's hard to predict sometimes. But anyway, that's fishing, and that's the report for the Etowah River Tournament for Real Crazy. Check out their Facebook page. It's a really good club, put on really good events. I would say within the next couple of months, they'll be publishing a schedule for 2021, and it's not one you want to miss. Their Angler of the Year got a $3,000 kayak from the Dugout, Hobie Outback. So definitely worth your time to check them out if you're interested in competitive kayak fishing on the local scene. And I appreciate you guys watching this video, and thanks to the Dugout and Jasper Jeep and Hobie Fishing and all the rest of my supporters, St. Croix Rods, AFCO, Nichols Lures. Like I said, that spinnerbait right there gets bit on the river. So check those out, and thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you on the next one. Appreciate it. This was my first fish of the morning, a 18 1/4 inch spotted bass out of the upper Etowah.
Thanks for watching the guide here at Fish North Georgia. Our mission is to build a community of anglers to give you the best and latest information to make your day on the water more successful. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, click the bell so you'll be notified of any future content. Make sure you check us out at fishnorthgeorgia.com, where we carry a large variety of bait manufacturers from here in the North Georgia area. So we appreciate you being part of our community, and we'll see you soon.